Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. Okay, going to the community page. Posted up asking people, throw out questions. Thumb up the ones you like, and the ones with the most thumbs up get the priority readings. And the top one I've got here so far is from C. Clark, 1273. Will Congress and Senate insurrectionists ever be held accountable by the DOJ? So let's look at the energy around the Department of Justice with regards to the members of Congress, House members and Senate members who participated in the events of January 6th. We know that there was a plan in place. They called it the Green Bay Sweep, and it involved members of Congress protesting the votes. Let's look at how the DOJ is doing with their investigations into this and what we can expect coming up from them in the future. Okay? Entertainment purposes only. Let's just jump in, shall we? Department of Justice, where are we at? Two of Wands is the foundation of the reading. They're still doing investigations. They're looking into things with the insurrectionists, and both in Congress, Senate, and the House. Cross with the Three of Coins. Discussions in the background that we don't see. Negotiations. This could be information gathering. The investigation is still going. Mind you, if you're going after Congress people, sitting senators, sitting House members, you've got to do a lot of work up front because these are powerful, connected people. I realize that everybody should be held accountable to the law, but in our current situation in the United States, and for many countries, there are two sets of laws. Those for powerful, wealthy, connected people and everybody else. These guys fall into the former. Underneath it all, though, is the High Priestess. The wisdom, the divine feminine wisdom. I do think that they are making progress. They're getting an understanding of what happened, and they might be in negotiations with certain people to get certain information. There could be secret grand juries that have convened to go over this information. Just because it's not being covered in the news doesn't mean it's not happening. It just means that we don't know about it. In the past, we have the Judgment card. Members of Congress made on January 6th supporting Trump, insurrection rising up. It's, the who's list of who you need to investigate was made really obvious by their actions on January 6th, 2021. Okay? Current situation, the Three of Swords. Heartbreak and betrayal on the low energy, but it could be, people making tough decisions and coming forward. Certainly, the actions of certain Congress members would be, breaking their oath to the Constitution of the United States. But there could very well be some accounting that could be coming forward by people who upheld their oath to the Constitution of the United States, working with the Justice Department, providing information on the insurrectionists. Generally speaking, I think for the American people, we're 4 years, almost 4 years, 3.5 years from that event, and nobody but the foot soldiers have been held to account. The actual leaders, the Congress people, haven't been held to account yet. Overarching energy is the Two of Swords. That's changing, though. We are transitioning. With the Two of Wands, that planning stage, I think we're in a transition period of where these folks haven't been held to account, that they're starting to be held to account. Progress is being made on this. The lesson to be learned is the Four of Swords. I'm going back to this where I was mentioning about grand juries, and we may not know about it. We may not know about it. Things are being kept on the down low. That doesn't mean investigations aren't happening. I mean, certainly you've got the fake electors scheme and everything like that going on with John Eastman and Peter Navarro. In a number of states, they brought the fake electors, and those fake electors got handed off to staff members of members of Congress, which then implies those congressional members with their participation in it. And then you start looking to see who was meeting with whom. You can imagine this is a big conspiracy, and it's a big web that's being looked at here. The outcome is the Magician card. Look at these tasty major arcana here. Judgment, the Magician, and the High Priestess here. The outcome, manifestation. I don't think this is illusion. I don't think this is the low energy of hiding things in plain sight and illusion. In some ways, it is. We know who the insurrectionists are. They've been standing in our plain sight. But this is asking about the Justice Department. I do think they are going to do stuff. I don't think it's going to happen, though, before the election. Simply because I'm going to have to revisit that Department of Justice memo about not starting investigations or something like that when you're close to an election. But I think should Kamala Harris be put in as President of the United States, there's going to be, and especially if the Democrats take over Congress, that's going to give the Department of Justice some political cover to do what they need to do. They shouldn't need it. It's a separate branch of government. But when one branch of government's investigating another branch of government, it helps if you've got the chips in your favor, because it's very controversial. Now, again, we haven't had an insurrection in this country ever until 4 years ago. But there you go. So, all new territory here. And with the way that Trump has indoctrinated people and made them cult followers, you have to deal with that aspect of it. Otherwise, all your investigations getting sabotaged, all your information's being leaked, and allows for more evidence to be destroyed, people to get their stories straight, muddy the waters as much as possible. So that's the energy around it. In 2025, Kamala Harris, we're going to assume Kamala Harris and the Democrats take the presidency in both branches of Congress. Will we start seeing congressional members indicted for their role in the January 6th insurrection? Page of Wands as your foundational card there. I think that's when actions are going to start to be taken. New actions, messaging about new actions here. Involving the insurrection with the Five of Wands. The childless cat lady is going to be behind this messaging because she's got control over it. Susan Lynn refers to as the law and order president, and it's time for the Justice Department to put law and order back on the shelf here. And then we got this Page of Swords, the traitors to the country. Strength. I think, 2025, the Department of Justice has the ability to start moving forward with arrests. They've got the strength, the backing of the President of the United States to go after the insurrectionists in this country and bring them to justice. So I think that is a very definite possibility. Is there anything else I want to throw on that? Describe... I mean, I was going to say, describe the first person arrested. One more, Spirit, anything you want to share with me about the ongoing Justice Department investigation into the insurrectionists that are currently members or former members of Congress. We'll just throw a little four-carder on what Spirit would like to share with that. Right, come on down, my friends. Eight of Swords. I might do a bigger one than this, and I got a feeling I need to do more. Spirit wants to share Eight of Swords. People stuck, kind of their hands are tied. Knight of Pentacles, but they're getting information on this. It's, the mercenaries are helping free this up. These are the lower level folks that are associated with these folks. And these are the ones that are in negotiation with the Justice Department. Yeah, some folks, their hands are tied as negotiations go on, grand juries. But it might also be the grand jury is going to tie up people here. And plea bargains are going to, here we go. Some of the insurrectionist Congress people, the grand juries are going to basically hold them to account, and now they have the option to turn state's evidence, offer evidence. In the past, the Five of Coins, some of these people have been abandoned. They haven't been covered, or they don't have the money to protect themselves against the expenses of legal fees. So they have to do what they can do to stay solvent. Ace of Cups. You're talking passionate people without the funds to protect themselves on something like that. Those are the people that are stuck. Those are the people that are going to give over evidence to try and reduce their court costs. The emperor over it all. They have to make their best decisions on what's happening to them and their country, their personal freedoms and such. You can't. They can't be trusted. When I say can't be trusted, I don't mean for the department. These were people that were supporting Trump, for instance, that really weren't buying fully into it. They were just doing what they were told, and since they're not true believers, they're kind of left out in the cold. Queen of Cups is the outcome. For those people that serve the emperor with no clothes, there's the loyalty's a one-way street. Some may keep loyalty to Trump in hopes that he'll pardon them if he gets elected. But if we're talking like next year, that ship has sailed. He's irrelevant. So you got the Queen of Cups. Some people might start spilling the tea. But honestly, I think with all of this, with this Three of Coins underneath here in this card, there are folks in negotiations behind the scenes keeping that, giving up information and staying on the down low. It may save them. We're not going to get all of them thrown in prison. There are going to be lower level people that give up higher level people and on down the line. It's funny because ultimately everybody's going to blame Trump for this. But if Trump is no longer a viable pariah for this, then it's going to be his lieutenants that are going to bear the burden of this. So as for instance, now if Trump has that health event, if Trump is not mentally competent to stand trial, then it's going to be the Mark Meadows of the world that stand trial. And if Mark Meadows said, well, Trump told me to do all this stuff. Yeah, well, Trump's dead or something like that. We can't throw him in prison. But there's you. It's like, but it was him. Yeah, but you can't give up a dead person. You can't give up a person who can't stand trial. That's not justice. And there's going to be some justice that comes along with that. Believe me. It's just not as fast as we would like it. But that doesn't mean it won't happen. It's just not happening on the time scale, the time frame, the timing that we want. Now, I will point out to you this, and I want you to think about this for a moment. We would have liked to have seen it happen, Merrick Garland do this and happen under Biden, right? That's what we'd want to see. Biden's kind of a really nice, empathetic, gentle type of person. That doesn't mean he doesn't have sass and attitude, but generally speaking, I think you would think of him as, if he were the principal, he's the principal that is going to be a little bit soft. Kamala Harris, on the other hand, she would be that principal, or more correctly, the vice principal, that's not going to be so soft. She's the one who's going to let you pay for your crimes. So if the Justice Department's bringing these folks to trial, who do you want to be president when it happens? Do you want Biden to be the president when it happens? Or do you want Harris to be the president when it happens? I'm not saying Biden would pardon them, but I think Harris would be a bit more ruthless. And with folks like that, I think we all could stand to have a little bit of extra accountability. Like, you did this and you're going to pay the price for it so that you learn your lesson. Feet held to the fire. She's much more likely to do that. Just putting it out there. Of course, this is for entertainment purposes only. Just saying. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I do appreciate it. I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.